as a night guard at the university library, I've witnessed inexplicable events for years. Books that move on their own, whispers between shelves, and ghostly student apparitions. But the most disturbing discovery was finding my own signature in the 1952 registry, with an unsettling note: "The night guard always returns."
You're entering Universe Paranormal, where the unknown comes to life.
I've been working as a night security guard at the university's central library for 5 years now. Most nights are quiet, with just the occasional student cramming for final exams. But there's something about this building that has never let me feel completely at ease. Especially on the third floor's East Wing, where the rare books collection is kept. The first time I noticed something strange was during a routine patrol. I heard voices whispering between the shelves, but when I approached, there was no one there. I blamed it on fatigue and continued my rounds. One night, while checking the corridors with my flashlight, I saw a student sitting at one of the study tables. I found it odd that I hadn't logged her entry. As I approached to tell her it was closing time, the young woman looked up. Her face was pale, almost gray, and her eyes didn't reflect my flashlight's beam. When I spoke to her, she simply vanished into thin air. Since then, unexplainable events have multiplied. Books appear in different places from where I left them. Lights flicker without reason, and the whispers have become more frequent. One night, I found an old library record from the 50s. It mentioned a case of a student who died among the shelves, apparently from natural causes. My colleague Mark, the evening shift guard, confessed he's seen things too. He told me about shadows moving when no one else is present, and the sound of pages turning in books that nobody is reading. Last week, during my usual rounds, I heard someone crying in the classics section. When I got there, I saw a woman with her back turned, wearing old-fashioned clothes. When I touched her shoulder, my hand went through her like smoke. Students who frequent the library at night have also started reporting strange experiences. Some say they feel watched from the shelves. Others have heard their names being called when they're alone. One guy even claimed he saw his own reflection in a window, but his reflection kept moving when he stood still. The library director asked me to keep these incidents secret to avoid causing alarm. But it's getting harder to ignore what's happening here. The other night, while closing the building, all the lights suddenly went out. In the darkness, I clearly heard a female voice whisper, "I'm not done studying yet." When the lights came back on, all the books from one shelf were on the floor, open to seemingly random pages. I've been researching the building's history. I discovered that before being a library, this place was a hospital during the war. Maybe that explains some things, but not everything. The whispers continue, and now they seem to tell stories that nobody should know. Sometimes when I'm alone on my night patrol, I feel that the presences inhabiting this place recognize me, as if I were part of their eternal cycle of study and solitude. Last night, something happened that made me question whether I should continue this job. While checking the entry log, I found a signature that made my blood run cold. It was my own name, written in old-fashioned handwriting, dated 1952. Next to the signature was a note: "The night guard always returns." Now, whenever I make my rounds, I wonder if I'm really the one watching over the library, or if the library is watching over me.